What's the most exciting thing you think about at the moment in all European football?
Exciting? I'll give you something scary.
Go on.
Chelsea drawing Real Madrid in the Champions League.
Well, exciting for Real Madrid fans, but no, obviously not Chelsea fans. What makes you so concerned about them? I don't know why I'm even asking that as a question, but as a Chelsea supporter.
You see, this is actually the third year in a row we've drawn against Real Madrid in the Champions League knockout stages.
There's something going on there.
Yeah, honestly, Modric is about to Trivela his way through our team. I swear. That goal, that assist, rent free in my head still to this day.
Same here, man. Same here. It's just he's an unstoppable force when Luka Modric is in full form, man. He's just scary, and you can't defend him really.
Yeah. Well, 2 years ago when we drew Real Madrid, beat them, ended up winning the Champions League. Year after we drew them, Real Madrid won, and they ended up winning the Champions League. So, it's like a decider. It's 1-1. Chelsea and Real Madrid's 1-1, and now
it might be safe to say
whoever wins this. I don't think we're completely out of it. I think we have our days where things click and we look really good, but at the moment it's not every single game. So,
can you see your group of boys going to Bernabeu though, and doing coming away with a draw at best? You can't say you're going to leave there with a win. Where's the first game? Who's the home side in this?
I'm not sure. I want to say the first game's at the Bernabeu.
It is. Yeah, Real Madrid's home in this.
Yep.
Yeah. So you're going to have the last leg at Stamford Bridge. That actually definitely falls in your favour, obviously.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
I believe.
Well, that's what happened last year. Last year, the second leg was at the Bernabeu. We went, was it 3-0 up? Which put us, on aggregate, put us 1 goal ahead. And then, I think it was Benzema and Rodrigo scored in the last 2 minutes.
You went 3-0 up to Real Madrid.
Away.
At Bernabeu. That's unbelievable.
We ended up winning the game 3-2, but on aggregate it was 5-4 to them or something like that.
They always do enough. It's always Benzema or Vini or Rodrigo.
Yeah. So after that, they beat us at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah. Especially, that's
I remember
a big feat, man. That's still a big feat. You won the game.
Yeah.
It's still a big achievement.
I remember I forgot which player quoted. I want to say maybe it was Modric, but he quoted in that whole Champions League run, Chelsea was the toughest opponent.
Absolutely.
There's games where we will it's been a rough year. I won't deny that, but there's games where we can turn up. Even when we won the Champions League, no one thought we were going to win that. No one thought we were going to beat Manchester City, but you never know.
Yeah, I remember going into that Champions League final or thinking about it. Obviously, not going into it as a United supporter for a while now. But yeah, everyone thought that City were favourites going into that game. Chelsea looked really good, but you're like, this is it. This is Pep's time now. But it just didn't work out that way, which was to our surprise. But I think what you mentioned earlier about Luka Modric and what he felt about Chelsea, I think that has to go to credits the way of Conte and I don't know if Mateo Kovacic was fit, but 100% that's why Modric would have mentioned that, because your midfield, when it's on song, it's probably one of the best easily, especially now with Henzo in there.
Henzo's looking amazing. I love it.
Honestly, this might have all of this. It feels too familiar with your club, where the start of the season, it's I don't know, you don't know where you're going to be. There's always a bit of excitement, and then you guys drop off. This is not every season, I'm just saying this season in particular has happened before. Drop off, and then you sneak back up towards the end of the season and you make something of it and you get something out of the season. So I think that's why you guys have never really been in those brackets of those teams that do drop off. You guys aren't a part of the regular cycle of things when it comes to that. When your Tottenham's, I don't want to say Tottenham's drop off, but when they drop off, they drop off hard. When we dropped off pretty hard. When Liverpool drops off, they drop off hard. So I think all of that, I think it's just something in the DNA or the timing of things. I don't know.
Well, think about it like this. When we won the Champions League with Tuchel, we didn't start that season with Tuchel. Lampard got sacked halfway through.
Yeah, yeah.
And what happened this season? Tuchel got sacked halfway through. So,
as Potter said, he's gonna go win the fucking Champions League.
Yeah,
right?
that was lovely.
God damn it, man. He's like, I get why was that in a meeting or not a meeting?
It
In
was
like
some sort of press conference, like
with a bunch of Chelsea
media thing.
supporters,
Yeah,
yeah.
media. Yeah.
Anyway, mind me. Yeah, go on, continue.
Yeah. So history could repeat itself. You never know. But
I think it's like I said, it's too familiar.
We got a bit more of a. We did get more of a favourable draw that year. We had like Porto, Atletico, then Real Madrid, then City.
Oh, hello. That's
I
tough.
don't know. It's tough.
That's
tough.
pretty tough.
It's tough, but it's not getting Real Madrid in the what is this
Quarters, yeah.
quarters.
Yes, quarters.
And then if we win that, it's going to be either City or Bayern. The other side, I tell you what, the other side of the draw. So Bayern and City. Who do you reckon's going to win that?
Out of Bayern and City,
Yeah.
My gut says Bayern straight away.
My gut says Bayern as well.
Look, I'm wearing United kit. I get that, but I just feel like City. I don't know, man. They just don't have it in their DNA to
It's
win.
not-
Those sets of players just don't have it in them.
If they don't do it this year, honestly, I don't.
Or
They
that-
should have done. They
if
should
they-
have done it against us, but Pep overthought it. Didn't play a DM, and it cost them.
Let's see, but now they've got a proper striker, and he's scoring
8 goals in
for
2
fun,
games.
for literal fun. Like
Yeah.
their tie against Leipzig was 8-1. I'm sorry, man, you're coming up with leg scores like that. You've got to be making late runs into this comp. Probably should be in the final. So if City do end up winning that tie, and ultimately, let's say that you guys lose your tie, City will be up against Real
Yeah.
the next round.
That's
Even you guys, like at the end of the day, I know, like obviously in the league, you guys haven't been great, but like we just mentioned, I think that Real, a Champions League side of Real and Chelsea, either one of them can beat that City side. I feel
Yeah.
on their day.
it's
Chelsea
just-
anyway on
yeah,
their
it's
day.
something
Real
about
Madrid every
City.
day.
It's something about City that's just not like. It's just not. When you see City, you see Champions League. It doesn't click.
No, it doesn't.
Like,
It
but-
doesn't.
Honestly, if they're ever going to do it, it should be this year. Honestly, like if they just stop focusing on the league and just go in for the Champions League, I don't see why they can't do it. But I also don't see them doing it. I don't know.
Well, they'll be going for both ultimately. I think City. I
Yeah.
don't think it's well within their locker. They've definitely got the depth to challenge both. If they don't challenge both, then it's disappointing for City.
Yeah.
Are they still in the FA Cup as well?
Yeah.
I believe they are. So
Yes, they are.
they'll need 2 or 3 of those trophies in order to have a successful season for them.
Yeah.
I'm being serious. Like they cannot have who they have and only
Yeah.
be winning the FA Cup. Let's say
They have to win something.
It's not good enough.
They have to win. Yeah, 2.
It's just not good enough. Like, yeah, I think the league. I've said ever since the Arsenal Villa game, that it's Arsenal's. If I'm honest with you, I've been saying that.
Yeah.
So City now, I think they have to dedicate their resources. Like I said, they still can compete for both, but I feel like City's resources would be best spent at Champions League
Yeah.
for sure.
And on the other side of the draw, we've got Benfica versus Inter Milan.
Bro, that
Interesting one.
Benfica, Inter scraped through their tie against Porto, whereas Benfica had a laugh against Club Brugge.
I think Benfica look good.
I
I
never
back them to win.
these Portuguese sides. I never doubt. Porto's as well. Even though they just got scraped, they literally just got put aside by Inter. So it could have been an all Portuguese quarter there, but so it just goes to show that these teams aren't to be slept on at all whatsoever. Especially in this stage of the competition, the tournament. That's gonna be an interesting time. What do you think's gonna happen?
I think Benfica's going to win.
I think so too. If I'm honest with you, man, I think that Inter side, I just feel like they just didn't do enough in their last tie. I don't think you can really look at them domestically, and tell me that they're either going to win or lose based on that. But I just feel like if a Benfica's reaching it this far, that team must be doing something right. Whereas an Inter, it's pretty expected to reach that far, I think, especially and then when you're coming against a team like Porto.
Yeah. Well, it seems like losing Enzo didn't hurt them too much because they're still playing. They're still playing well.
Spectacularly, mate.
And
Spectacularly.
then on the other side, we've got AC Milan and Napoli.
I love hearing AC in there. You know, it's Napoli too. Like two completely, well, a sleeping giant. Everyone must argue in AC Milan. They're just honestly like I think as a guy, as a boy, watching AC back in the day with your Kakars and Shevchenkos and
That team's ridiculous.
Seedorf and Dida and like, you know, all these amazing players that would always reach the latter stages of Champions Leagues, and then us coming against them too, you know, it honestly, it makes me really happy to see.
Yeah. Well, there's 3 Italian teams in the last 8.
And to go to show, the Italian code progressed a bit, or did they fall behind and now they've found a way to catch back up? You can argue that for sure. I think you see the way Napoli plays.
Yeah. Oh, Napoli looks so good.
And the money they've got to and also the scouting has just been unbelievable.
I actually backed Napoli to make the final. It's one of those 4, and
I do
Napoli.
too.
But it's just hard to see who it's going to be from the other side.
I think it's gonna be Napoli in that final.
Napoli, 100%. I reckon Napoli in the final versus.
I think Napoli Real, man. It's gonna be Napoli Real. I think Real beats every team on that side. With the exception of you guys. I don't know what it is about Chelsea, man. I just feel like when it's a team that isn't expected, when they're an underdog, they just perform better sometimes, bro. But sometimes it can always go the other way. It can end really badly.
Less pressure on the underdogs, so less pressure on Chelsea.
Yes and no. I think Potter's definitely feeling the pressure. I think he definitely needs to get something out of this. Whether it's even if it's a loss, I think he just needs to show that this team can work together under him.